everybody to Cup with Gup on this Friday, September 3rd, Labor Day weekend. Hopefully, many of you get to kick it off a little early. Lots of stuff going on. PGA round two is about midway through. We got college football last night. It was fun. We got more tonight, more Saturday, more Sunday, more Monday. And then a week from yesterday, NFL season kicks off with my Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to, I know a lot of people, if they have not already drafted, they schedule it around Labor Day weekend or shortly after that, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, even some people draft. So I'm going to go through kind of in this pod guys at each position that, aren't so obvious. We kind of know all the big boys by this time. So some mid round, possibly late round guys, early to mid round that aren't necessarily like that first 2 or 3 rounds. A few of them may be, but guys that I'm higher on than maybe most or the industry average or ADP, however you look at it. A lot of people are doing best balls right now as well, so these could be some late grabs for you there. As I mentioned, first let me say thank you to everyone that reached out yesterday after my personal message podcast post. It was eye opening. There was a lot of stuff there that definitely glad that I did it, and some of the things that came out of it from people in the industry, people in the community, people, all kinds of people, is all positive. So I do appreciate that. Surely was not easy, as many alluded to, but I am happy that I did it. And I'm ready to roll into the NFL season. Right now, use the code NFL, get 25% off. That includes a 7-day risk-free trial. We got our new updated Green Machine lineup optimizer rocking and rolling. I did a video over it, touched on some PGA golf stuff as well in that video. It's up on our YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. You don't have to be a member to watch it. I just sent a few little touch-up things, probably hopefully by Sunday, but I would assume very soon we will be putting all the NFL tools up. Obviously, there's not a lot you can do with them until we start getting data in for week one, but we'll get them rocking and rolling up there. And you can look at some stuff from last year if you want to look at like pace of play, red zone numbers, stuff like that. There's been changes, obviously, but people want to look at something going into week one. So we'll get those rocking and rolling up there as well. So the full site membership is an awesome one to pick right now. It would get you, if you just do the week, you get a free trial no matter if you do monthly or whatever. You'd get to see, I'll get to it at the end of the podcast, a lot happening in the next 7 days. So it would be well worth your time to give us a trial there, risk-free, and I think you'll enjoy it. If you're a current member, you can upgrade to full site. Hit me up in the GC Warrior Room or Twitter, and I'll get you your code. I posted on the @Gups Corner Twitter all the prizes we will give away from anybody that's a new sub or an upgraded sub. And then we're going to be doing a little fun, something different called the Engaged 8. More to come on that, but basically 5 members each week. We're going to try this in September, see how it goes. Are going to have a chance to play Ryan, Bobby, and me in an 8-man weekly NFL deal where the winner will get a free $100 Millie ticket to the main slate the following week. If one of us 3 wins, we will be donating $50 we'll pool the charity money, and every time one of us 3 wins throughout the season, we'll pull all that money and donate it to charity at the end of the year. So that's going to be an awesome thing. You will have to be a member. There's going to be certain ways to get in the quote unquote drawing to be in that 5-man or 8-man, but you will be one of the 5 subs to get in that drawing each week. It'll be free to enter. And then if you take it down, you get a $100 Millie ticket. So that'll be fun. More on that in the upcoming days as well. Rate and review us on iTunes. I'll be doing a bunch of giveaways as we kick off NFL season. That is an easy way to get in, as well as subscribe to us on YouTube, like this video, and tell me your favorite matchup this week in college football tomorrow to kick it off on Saturday. Let's do that. Give me your favorite game tomorrow for college football. I owe you guys some. We got a ton of comments in there in the last week or so. I gave some away earlier in the week, but I'll do some giveaways Monday morning on the Cup with Gup. So leave in the comments your favorite college football matchup on the weekend. It could be Sunday night or Monday night as well. There's a game there, but a full slate tomorrow. So let me know that, and that'll get you into the drawing. Right now, Monkey Knife Fight, they have added season-long props, which is a cool way to attack the futures market, especially if you don't have options in a betting, you don't have betting in your state. You can use the code GUPS, GUPS, and you get a free up to a free $100 on your first deposit. That's a 100% match. So if you put 100 in, you get 100. You put 20 in, you get 20. Lots of season-long props. They've added college football, and I know our boy Bobby Berger will be dropping some of his favorite props as well on the weekly stuff. That'll be fun. I think we have an advantage in college football more times than not. So lots going on at Monkey Knife Fight. Having college football will be huge for us. Go ahead, go to their site or our site, gupscorner.com/affiliates. Click the link, use the code GUPS, GUPS. Or just go to download the app and use that code, and you'll get 100% match up to on your first deposit up to $100. So let's get into the NFL. I'll go with quarterbacks first. Outside of the big boys and all that, three guys that I like this year that I think you could target, especially if you're a guy that just likes to maybe stream a quarterback or however you do it, but you got to draft one at least maybe. Best ball options as well to be a later pick. I like Stafford this year. I thought he'd be higher liked than what he is. He's kind of flirting with probably around the 12th, 13th ranked quarterback in most places. I think he's gonna have a massive year, potentially an MVP year. I was on a CBS Sports podcast with Will Brunson this week, and he was one of the guys we talked about. Like, I'm high on him. I certainly think um, I know the Detroit stuff, but he's in such a better position right now with a massive wide receiver crew that I just like him a lot this year. I'm high on Stafford. Next one's Hurts. That'd be probably a little more. This is for the fantasy side because I just think the rushing ability. They have some weapons. Devontae Smith came in. They're in a weaker division that they can score on. They may not win a ton of games this year, but I think he'll be. It just sounds like everybody's bought into him from the team aspect, and I really like that because if they have respect, you know, playing for your quarterback is a thing to an extent. I think Hurts is someone I'm higher on this year than most. He's probably going around late, like a 8th, 9th pick as far as quarterbacks go. 8th, 9th, 10th off the board. So he's a guy maybe. And then Winston, solidifying the job. He's another guy that I like some of his season-long props. I know he'll get some of his stuff and take away, um, you know, goal line packages, stuff like that. But as far as like passing yards, passing touchdowns, maybe MVP. That's a long shot, but you're going to get 40 to 60 to 1 on something like that. He's certainly a guy I think that can succeed, and in that offense again, like Stafford, new offense, better coach, better system, pretty good weapons. The first month or so he's going to have to get through. I think they put Thomas on the pup, so it'd be 5 weeks out, I believe, and come back in the 6th game. But enough talent there that I think he can succeed this year. He's a guy you can get late that I like a lot. And, obviously I like all the good stud quarterbacks, but this is more about just some names I liked when I reviewed the ADP and stuff like that this morning. Running backs, I love Mixon this year, especially in PPR formats. The heavier the PPR, the heavier I like him. He's going to go early, so I know it's not like a mid-round type deal, but he's a guy that I like more than what I see in the industry right now. I love Jonathan Taylor. I think he's just so talented, and I know that running back approach there, it worries some on how many touches he'll get. I think he's going to be fine. I like him more than most. I like Clyde Edward-Hilaire out of the Chiefs. I think he could have a breakout year this year in that offense. I'm higher on him. I like Swift. I like his talent. I know it's not the best offense, but because of that and kind of the narrative, he's going later than what I would think. So he's a guy that I don't mind jumping on early. I like Gus the Bus, but I wouldn't jump too early on him. He does get a big boost, no doubt. We still got to deal with Lamar and all that still in touches, but he's a complete back. I don't know if he can shoulder a load like JK would have. But I do like him in general, and it doesn't look like they're going to bring a whole lot in there. They kind of roll with what they got. Um, I like the North Carolina boys, both of them. May take a little while for me to get going, but Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, I don't mind having either one of those in my roster. You can get them a little later in drafts. Chase Edmonds is a guy that I'm higher on than I think most. I think he has a really, really good year in Arizona with that offense. I think that offense does better than what most think this year. Obviously, as long as Kyler stays healthy is a big caveat, but Chase Edmonds is a guy I wouldn't mind loading up late on. And then Henderson, I mean, I think he's going to have, I know that Michelle drops him, but because of that, I think you can get value with him now later in the draft. So I wouldn't mind stashing Henderson, even with Sonny Michelle going to the Rams. Wide receivers, there's a lot here I like. I'm again, this guy's gonna go early, but I'm way high on CD Lamb. I would take him much earlier than where he's been going lately. I like him a lot. I think he's gonna have a tremendous year. Obviously, need Dak to stay healthy. That goes without saying, but you got to kind of assume that's going to happen at this point. And I'm rolling with him. So I love CD. I like Robinson. I especially like best ball or something like that. I think he's going to have. I like him more with Fields. I would have pushed him up more. I'm not the biggest Dalton guy, but he's good enough and a good enough talent that if he can survive until they finally turn it over to Fields, um, I like Robinson over there in Chicago a little higher than what he's been going. I don't mind Mooney as well. Mooney's a guy that I've played in some showdown stuff. I like his talent. I feel like he just needs the right things to go to have just maybe not a breakout year, but I think he can really, really be good in that offense. But I really think my only hesitancy there, but you are getting value with it, is that I think it's better when Fields gets on the field, allows him a little more time because he can scramble, get away, but I don't mind either one of them to start out, especially like best ball stuff. Marvin Jones slipping a little bit for me. I mean, I think Trevor Lawrence is gonna be great. We all talked. I mean, many compared him as the greatest quarterback coming out, prospect since like Peyton Manning type stuff. He's got to throw the ball somewhere, and I mean Jones did well when he was kind of default the man a lot last year with Galladay being hurt. So I like him as he's going as late as 9, 10 round. I'll take that. I don't mind that at all. I think the Rams wide receivers you can load up because I like Stafford. I mean, you could try to get one or two of these guys. They're going to be loaded. As the season goes along, some of these guys won't go drafted, and so if we start seeing some movement there, Woods and Cup are easy. But between Deshaun Jackson, Van Jefferson, and Tutu Atwell, if we kind of see in the first game or two who's going to be getting more run, I think Atwell eventually will be the number 3 wide receiver in that offense. Don't know how quick it happens. He probably doesn't get drafted much, but he's a guy I'd keep on your radar on some waiver wire stuff as we get into the season. Um, I like Jamar Chase in Cincinnati. I think he could be special. He already has a relationship with Burrow. Um, I don't hate Higgins or Boyd either. It's kind of one of those. There's so much talent there. You get a little worrisome, but I think Chase is a special talent. Could easily potentially have a Justin Jefferson type rookie season, so I'm high on him. OBJ is a guy I have penciled as kind of a big bounce back year. I think he'll have a great year this season. Big asterisk is if he can stay healthy, but he drops in drafts because of that. But I think that offense with Baker and I mean, they got to respect the run game there. That he could have a big year if he's healthy. I talked about Hurts earlier. I like Devontae Smith, especially a PPR league or a big. The more the PPR, the better I like him because he can. I think he could have in that offense because a lot of short passes, quick passes. He might have like 9 catches for 89 yards and maybe get a touchdown, maybe not. But in a PPR league, I think he'll pay off better than a non. I still like him in general. So he's a guy to keep an eye on. Michael Pittman, I like him. I like the Colts in general. I think Wentz will be fine. I'm high on them. I'm buying on them as they're a little bit low right now. But Pittman's a guy I like long term, and I think he'll have a good year. And you can get him low in drafts. Elijah Moore is another special wide receiver. I think don't like his situation as much with the Jets, but I think he could be huge. You get him a little late. Don't mind going there. Rondell Moore is the other rookie wide receiver. that I think could have it. He's going, some drafts he's not even going. I was talking on the show the other day, and he had a draft where Rondell didn't even go. If he doesn't, that's fine. If you get him super late or keep an eye on him, if you want to see how he breaks out, I think by the end of the season, he's going to have a really good rookie wide receiver year in the Cardinals offense. A very special talent in college. Watched him a lot, played him a lot in DFS. I think he could have a great year in Arizona for a rookie. Marquez Callaway, I do like. You know, he had that boom right after the big Monday night game or whatever game that was, preseason game. But I think kind of settled a little bit. I do think even when Michael Thomas comes back, he's going to have a pretty good role in this offense. So if you get him at a good, I wouldn't overpay on the value, but if you get him at a good pick, I don't mind him at all for the long term. And the last one's Terrence Marshall. Loved him at LSU. You know, shown some flashes here in the season. Looks like Darnold's looking his way a lot. He's a guy that I think you could pick up on too, especially if you're in like a dynasty league. Some of these rookie wide receivers that could be a keeper the next year with Chase, Elijah Moore, Marshall, stuff like that. Um, that's a guy I like. Tight ends, we got the big boys. You know who they are. If you can get them reasonable, that's certainly fine. Some guys I like that are a little bit down the board. I like Pitts. He's probably slotted fourth or fifth ranked tight end in most. I do think he's a special talent. I like Hawkinson for the Lions. I think you can get him a little bit later. I think he's going to have a good year, especially a PPR year with Goff at the helm. I like Noah Fant. I did like him higher if I thought Locke was going to be the starter because he tended to look his way a lot. Right now it's Bridgewater, but Bridgewater's not a horrible situation there. So I do like Fant, and I like Higbee. Again, Rams. I think he'll, you know, a lot of weapons there. We just talked about a wide receiver, but I think he could have a pretty good year. And you can get him fairly late if you're trying to push it. If you don't get a big tight end early and you just want to wait, I think you can get Higbee down the board. For your season long stuff, some defenses I like. I like the Washington football team. Apologize. I like the Ravens and I like the Pats. Those are probably three of my ones that I would jump on. Pats are probably going a little bit lower down the board if you miss one of the top tiered ones. I think they're going to be much better this year with their opt outs back in. And that defense was solid, pretty solid 2 years ago, and I think they'll be there. And they've added some key playmakers as well and some depth. So just some guys I want to go by. I know there are a lot of drafts coming up in the next 3 or 4 days. We get our full schedule rolling, basically starting Sunday. I am away a little bit next week, just the way the schedule fell. A member guest I play in every year as a guest. But because salary's out and all that, I've already started working all the week one NFL stuff. There's no golf next week, so that gives me more time. So we'll be able to get everything out certainly for next week. Fun slate last night on college football. There's another 7-game slate tonight, plus showdowns, a 13-game main slate tomorrow with some mini slates throughout the day. And then I think there's a 6 or 8-game night slate as well. Tons of college football DFS. Gups Corner's got you covered there. NASCAR playoffs begin this week. I believe Ryan's already posted his first article out there. UFC Saturday. And then we get college football Sunday and Monday. Probably have some showdowns there. I imagine they'll be pretty decent size with not much else going on those evenings. So it'd be great times. Last night was a weird slate. We definitely some big old chalk hit, and it's such a niche sport that if certain people are all groupthink type deal and those kind of hit, like it gets hard to get in that thing in cash. We're still growing it. Hopefully, we can keep getting. It keeps filling all the time. So hopefully they can get out of this. Some of these contests have 33% going to first and stuff, and it. We're trying to push it to get them. Like PGA was 3 or 4 years ago. Grow it, grow it, grow it. One negative for college football is the amount of states that don't have it allowed right now, but we got you covered everywhere on that. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I'll be taking my boy we're going to the OU game now that it's here instead of at Tulane. Looking forward to that. Taking my youngest son to that. It'll be a fun time in the morning. I will probably be back Sunday to get some things rolling for NFL. And, we're watching the Tour Championship finale for sure. Then we got NFL kicking off Thursday. Like I mentioned, I will have a showstoppers out for that. So big week ahead. Come join us. Use the code NFL. 25% off plus a free 7-day trial. All the tools, lineup optimizer, everything will be rolling out this week. It's a good time to come check it all out. for your bang for your buck with us, I think is as good as it gets out there. And we're certainly continue to prove that we're going to continue building it and growing the product. Appreciate all you guys. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend. Talk soon.